Hey everybody, and welcome to the Drafting Offers Podcast, the podcast where you get to vote for each episode's draft champ. We're realtors from Southern Ontario, but this is not another real estate podcast. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, catch every episode on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, and follow us on social at the Drafting Offers Podcast. Here are your hosts, Brad Warner, Scott Morgan, and John Fielding. Hey everybody, welcome to the Drafting Offers Podcast. John, Scott, Brad here. It's a special edition of the Drafting Offers Podcast today. We're getting into the Christmas season, so we thought we would give you the Christmas present. And so what we're going to do over the next couple of weeks during the month of December is one episode every week instead of every second week, and it's just going to be a draft. So we're going to have some fun. We're going to maybe, turn on some lights and just kind of have a good time. And like I said, if it looks a little bit different here, it's because we can now do this.
John's buried the lead for those just listening.
We're all in the same room for the first time ever.
Same room.
Probably won't be the last time, but we're definitely in the same room, which is kind of cool. So we're not wearing any headphones. Let's just hope this all sounds good on air.
So,
Gents?
yeah, if you don't see us looking straight forward, because we could possibly be looking at each other.
Looking actually at each other for the first time. Yeah, we're sitting across the table with...
We've made it to getting in the same room. What we haven't made it to is actually all getting on the same camera. So we're still using our laptops. It's just right now I'm looking at Brad. Right now I'm looking at John. And this is probably just riveting on Spotify driving in the car. But it's what we got for you. So people have been loving the drafts and everyone loves the holidays. We're going to take some time for our families and the little time we are working, we're going to be spending with our clients. So we're going to be putting these together for you guys and hopefully you like it. So make sure you're voting when that comes out because we'll have them very short in terms of the window for voting. And let's not bury the lead. The first one that we're going to be doing though will be Christmas Decor. But before we get to that, we have kind of a major happening that has come December 1st in the real estate world. And Brad's pretty excited to talk about it. So
I can't wait to talk about it.
Our man on the street, Brad Warner.
A lot of our realtor friends, we've been very stressed out about this big change in our business, I guess. And a lot of, new policies possibly come into play as of December 1st. But there's only a couple that I think actually affect the consumers, as in like the regular people that are just out there looking to buy and sell their houses. And, one of the major things that I think that people will be at least interested in is the multiple offer situation and what we can and cannot disclose. So we know, and obviously the government knows, a lot of people have said they don't like the way the multiple offers are handled in real estate. Right now it's closed bidding, as in people don't know, how much everyone else is offering or what their conditions are.
In a multiple offer situation. Yeah. So you probably heard the term blind bidding or multiple offers. And so that's kind of, that's what happens right now. So like you were saying, the contents of one offer can't be shared with anybody else making an offer or vice versa. So that will soon change. Yeah. Or it's already changed.
Yeah. And some people would say maybe we're like a year too late. I know that maybe around here, we're in Durham right now, not where I live. It still happens sometimes.
Brad took a trip to the big city this morning.
And we put him in the
big smile on his face. So
I'm in the GTA.
It's a big Monday for your boy, Brad.
But yeah, like I know around here we might see multiple offers, but I mean, people where I live, we might say that this might be a year too late because we're actually not currently doing that.
Well, this thing, it's called TRESA 2002. So TRESA is an acronym. It stands for the Trust and Real Estate Services Act. And what it does is it replaces REBA, which is the Real Estate and Business Brokers Act. TRESA has been in the works since 2019. So for the last 4 years, we've been discussing multiple offer situations and disclosures and the ability for the seller to kind of choose the type of services that they want from the agent and disclosures about the type of services that we provide. So a lot of things have been in the works for about 4 years now. And so now we're finally putting it into play. So there's a couple of things that most people will not necessarily know or care or won't affect them, but there are some things that are very important. So,
but as far as like the blind bidding goes, that's one of the main things that I think people would be interested in because now there is an option for open bidding, I guess, or bidding that other people will know the contents of each offer. So one of the things I find interesting about that is it's not like you have to do blind bidding or you have to do open bidding when it comes to multiple offers. It's kind of a hybrid model in some sense. You can choose your own destination. It's kind of like a Goosebumps
Look at that.
Choose
for
your
the-
own
Choose your own
adventure.
R.L.
adventure.
Stein.
Yeah.
The only thing with that is it's fluid, so that can be happening throughout the process of the offer. So if you're starting blind and you decide, you know what, we're going to open this up, it's completely up to the sellers, which I feel there's a lot of learning curve in this, and there's going to be a lot of testing things out because there's not really a process in place just yet where your offers are going to be posted to. So that will be a bit of a gray area, I think, off the start. But I think our industry has, if you speak to some people, speak to many people, or if you looked into surveys that were done on the validity of careers, we've actually fallen below the used car salesman, which was always deemed to be the sleaziest when it came out in a few of these surveys. So what we're trying to do is just really take the veil away, and by where I mean our industry, so that there's more things that are known by everyone. And I think one of the big concerns was blind bidding. Having been on the selling side and buying side, you don't really know what's going on. But having been on the selling side, majority of the time offers are fairly close. It's only occasionally that you'll maybe have someone 40, 50, 60,000 more. And in that case, it stinks. But is that what's been driving up the prices of our housing market? I don't think so. If I were to actually put a guess into if everything went completely open and it went more auction style, if we get into a market like we've seen, I think it's going to escalate by a higher margin. It's just
which we saw in other countries. They did
100%.
this exact thing.
They did
where
this
they
exact
opened
same
it up.
thing,
Yeah.
and it was actually what they were trying to do to curb things, made things worse. So it'll be very interesting to see this hybrid model, to see how things shake out and where we go from here. But I think taking the veil down and making things a little more above board for more people will just add more trust in us, and it'll get rid of a lot of the riffraff in our business. Pardon my tongue.
Well, another part of the
You should watch.
This is awesome. I have no idea where to look. I'm looking at both you two. I'm looking at myself in the camera. So this YouTube video will be pretty interesting.
I think it's going to be
Spotify
hilarious.
is going to love it.
Another
It's
part
like
of
a Brady Bunch right now. It's looking all over.
another part of TRESA that's kind of, I would say, significant to the buyer and the seller is the fact that we no longer have what's called a customer service agreement. So we've got clients, and a client is what you would think if you retain the services of a realtor. We represent you and you become our client, or you become the client of the brokerage technically, because they are the agent. And then there was also the option of a customer service. So you could have sort of a limited services agreement, and it's not technically called that. That's actually what it's called now. But what it was called, a customer, was different than a client in the sense that you could kind of represent both, and it wouldn't be multiple representation. You wouldn't really be representing.
But it was
both,
confusing because customer, client.
and just as I'm explaining it,
Yeah.
right? Like just as I'm explaining it, I'm confusing myself, because it was a little bit confusing even for us to understand kind of the level of service that we're supposed to provide based on the agreement that they have signed. So now we have a lot more disclosures to the clients to explain what type of services we are able to provide, or what type of services they're signing up for, so that everything is very black and white right there on the page for them.
Where before you had to be fair and honest, and you could complete paperwork.
Yeah.
That being said, when I would explain it to my clients, if you're signing on to that, if I have a listing and you come on, you're like, I don't want your help, I just want you to do the paperwork, give me customer service. I've never signed one in 13 years.
Yeah.
If that was the case, I have a legal and binding documentation signed in order to disclose everything to my clients. So I can be fair and honest with you about doing the paperwork, but anything you're telling me about your motivation, your budget, I'm completely forwarding that over to my client. So you're doing yourself a disservice by doing that. But we don't need to harp on that because it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
so
right.
Explain what is there now.
Yeah, well, self-represented party, right?
Yep.
And very much in a lot of cases, the one you just talked about, providing assistance to someone is a lot different than providing any knowledge to them, right? And you're still, like we did before, you have your clients that you have your absolute best interest in, and then there's self-represented parties that you can provide factual information to, but you're very upfront with them that you have the best interest of your own client if you're doing a transaction with a self-represented party.
Yeah, you can give them facts. You can't really give them advice.
Yeah, that's right.
They have to.
Well, it's completely what you agree to, like you said in your doc. It could be where you don't get anything from them, and they're probably going to have a condition of lawyer review on the paperwork in order for them to have that. Are we probably having to do more work than we're doing with an agent that is trained and qualified? Absolutely. But that being said, that could be something where maybe you have a conversation with your seller now. And if it's a self-represented party, maybe instead of 5%, you're doing it for the 2.5% or maybe 3% if you're doing a little bit more. So that money could technically be saved by the seller, but you're potentially going through more hassle. You haven't had a party on the other side to vet that buyer to make sure that they have done their credit check and gotten their pre-approval and done all the steps that we would be doing on the buying side. But you could then have something where you're going to provide do the paperwork for them or have some form of giving some knowledge to them but without actually working for them. So it's going to be, again, very gray, but for someone that wants to represent themselves, they can do that. And it's signing it for that specific transaction. So it's not like you're signing paperwork and now you're a self-represented party across Ontario. It is for that property. So if you were the person who likes calling agents and finding out houses have sold already, and you're going to each person through realtor.ca, now you can do that and you can go to whichever ones you want. But again, how do I know you haven't put an offer in on 12 other properties? Like, it is very gray, but it is nice that there is that option out there.
The T in TRESA stands for trust. And the thing is, it's all about promoting fairness. It's about promoting, kind of a level playing field for everybody. It's about being open and clear and having, like, giving the client or the customer or the seller, the buyer, the member of the public, the party to the transaction, more options, or at least more, maybe not more options, I guess. But I mean, they're given a little bit more choice, right, in what they can do. So there's a little bit more choice there. And again, promoting transparency and fairness and honesty and those kinds of things. So that's the purpose of this new act. So we definitely wanted to touch on that because it's come into effect right now.
And it could be really good for our industry.
Could be a great thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a step in the right direction. There's just going to be some work to do. But again, shameless plug, because we're realtors. If you guys have questions about this, feel free to reach out. We're happy to either in the comments have a conversation, find one of our Instagrams or our emails or phones. We're happy to explain what we know. So rather than keep hammering this home and have a full episode on some real estate stuff,
let's do some decor.
Let's talk Christmas.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to do this in a smart order. We are currently going to be released in the very beginning of December. What are people doing, or what have people just been doing? They're putting up their holiday decor.
November 12th.
November 12th.
So you've remembered, and then the next day, and that's so funny because it's like some people have full-blown Christmas mode out front of their house, and you're walking your dog or whatnot, and you're still seeing pumpkins and Halloween. That's like very quickly forgotten. Christmas decor, there's no real guidelines to this other than we're just going to try and build some of the best top things that you're wanting in your house, or that you have traditions of putting together or up. Or
I feel really good about all these Christmas drafts that we're doing. They're not that real estate adjacent, but I'm the biggest fan of Christmas in this room. So I mean, Scott's a pumpkin guy. He's a pumpkin.
Just because I like carving pumpkins doesn't mean the Christmas
I'm
is
the
my
Christmas guy. So
I think I have a little more white in my beard than you.
You do, yeah. I don't have any gray anywhere
at all. Never seen a gray. All right.
Anywhere.
As Kristen says, I'm more salt and pepper these days.
She likes a nicely seasoned piece of meat, right? So, where's the soundboard for the hi-hat? So everyone's favorite part of the draft is about to happen. I'm going to share my screen here because we still have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
We're going to get into the Wheel of Names.
Everyone's favorite part.
Everyone's favorite. Like, a lot of people reach out about the Wheel of Names, especially people that just listen on Spotify.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a spin around right now. Spinning. Who actually wants first pick?
I want first pick.
You want first pick?
I know you do.
Oh, look at that. Brad's getting first pick. So Brad, it actually almost went by him. For those that cannot see it.
I don't know. I might have been nice, and my Christmas present to Brad might have been giving him the first pick.
Wow. Might have been, but yeah.
You go right ahead.
I think there's a 1-1. I'm going to go first.
Do it.
We'll just going to stay like this. Scott can go second. John.
Okay, we'll go clockwise around the table.
Well, then we go back. We go this way, boom, back. Right.
So we're going this way, and then you're coming back.
And then we're coming back.
For those of you who are watching or listening, have no idea what we're talking about because we're sitting around a table and you just see 3 screens. But
it's like when you're watching a hockey game on the radio and they're telling you which way they're going.
I love that. I like the play-by-play on the radio. You just have to imagine it for yourself.
Yeah.
You can make up your own
This was
story.
one where when I was actually writing out my potential picks, I wrote out my preferred order of when I'd want to go. And I think I would have done the same thing.
1-1 is huge.
1-1 is the...
All right.
So we're doing Christmas decor,
at your house.
Mm-hmm. Okay, number one, a Christmas tree.
Okay. Are there any particular? Okay, so can you just say a Christmas tree or
I have
Christmas
all
tree.
things Christmas tree.
one Christmas tree?
Yep.
Done. Okay.
So let's talk about Christmas tree though. Are you a go and cut it down guy? Or are you put it up fake so you can have it up longer and
I
you get the value? out of
grew
it?
up as a real Christmas tree guy. When we first bought the house that I'm in, we were real tree. But ever since we've had kids, we've been fake tree.
And Cat Mellow, you got running around. That would be tough.
He was fine.
No?
The cat was fine. He likes the balls, obviously, right? Because
Yeah.
he wants to shoot some hoops. But
He is a baller.
He is a baller, Cat Mellow Anthony. But we we're fake tree at the moment, but are going to be gradually turning into real tree people again. I love the
Nice.
smell.
Yeah.
It's the best. If we were to do a smell draft, that's top.
But
That's
the
top
fake
pick.
tree is just you just put it right up. It's got lights on it already.
Most do. Yeah, most do. Mine came pre-lit. I've got it now. You're gonna hate me because I have a black tree. Like my Christmas tree is black, and I have silver ornaments. And
I do hate
There's
that.
really no theme to my tree. I have a small house, I have a small tree, and it's black. It was either that or the
It
little
says it
white
gets
one.
satanic.
It's no, it just goes with my house. It just goes with my black and white
It
house.
seems like someone who'd put up a black tree would like Halloween.
Yeah,
right?
you would
don't-
think
I
so.
don't know. You
Yeah.
just- I like to go very minimalist when it comes to decoration. So I have a tree. I didn't have a tree last year. I don't think I even had a tree the year before that either. But I mean, I just, I've had pets. I've had pets that are big and they can tear down stuff. And so just to be very careful. But now that I don't in my house, I just wanted to get a black tree. That's all. Just a black tree.
We need to put a different
very
color
fashion
every year.
forward, very trendy.
A
of
little,
you.
yeah, but you know what's on trend right now? The pink, the Barbie, everything. That's the thing. So right now, everything in the stores is all pink. There's the bright pink trees and pink lights and pink everything. Everything is Barbie.
Ours is
Christmas
green. We went green
You went-
this year
yeah.
because we let
We did green as well. So did I.
we let
Wow.
Popular seems to be a popular color. for
Popular
Christmas.
color.
Green.
But
All right.
we've done different colors
Okay.
over the years. But
Christmas,
yeah,
Christmas
big.
tree off the board.
Christmas tree's off the
We
board.
already
Big.
wrote it down before you said
Yeah,
it.
big one.
I think there's a second in command here, and it's one when you think of the holidays. There's maybe some movies that reference this. You're walking around. What gives you the feels? It's your exterior house Christmas tree lights.
Or just
Christmas house lights. So
Christmas
like,
house.
Exterior
yeah,
Christmas lights.
Exterior
Yeah.
lights.
Christmas light.
So
Mhm.
the second, it's probably because I'm 2 sips into this Guinness that I
We're
am
just
stumbling over my words. You will maybe notice that the next few episodes we are a little more chatty.
Well, we're drinking responsibly. We'll say this.
responsibly,
Just
of course.
So we're all aware. I mean,
I think
Are you a one solid color lighter, or are you all the different kind of colors?
so. It's a great question. I think it depends on what people are doing with their theme. That being said, when I grew up, our house lights were green and red, so I have a very soft spot because I'm a traditionalist for Christmas. I love Christmas, probably more than you. So I like the, but I have been getting into more of the lighter colored stuff around our door. So,
Okay.
yeah,
We always had like the icicle lights.
those were huge.
Those are huge.
That was
for a
so
while.
on brand for a while.
That was
It's like
a
if you
big
didn't
thing.
have it, you're kind of you're shunned in your neighborhood. Where now if you see them, you're like, wait, welcome to 2010s, 2020s.
You see them though.
there's some houses. I've been up and down a couple of streets just in the residential neighborhoods, and a lot of them have. There's a couple of streets that have these arches, and everybody in the neighborhood or everybody on that strip on that block decided to get a big arch, and they've all been lit in the icicle lights.
Oh,
So it's like walking
Yeah.
through a light,
That's cool.
arches
I
of
like that.
icicles. That's kind of neat.
Don't tip any picks, but yeah. So house lights off the board.
Lights.
John,
Um,
2 in a row.
it's got to be the wreath on the front door for me. It's just a wreath. It's just like a nice, classy, kind of a traditional, and you can go green, right? I mean, you don't have to go with a
You
color.
go black wreath.
Do you
though?
go black? I don't know. See, again, my house, I've got a black door, black window frames, and a glass insert in my door. I think a black wreath would look nice, but I think I would rather go with a lighter color. I think I would do like a white or a silver for me, silver, blue, something like that. But it's a wreath.
If you're listening to this, please message John and say, "Do not get a black."
Yeah.
That's that's the Drafting Offers podcast on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get a black wreath. I won't do that to you, Brad. Not on your special day. No, I will. I would do kind of like I said, the silver or the white or like a lighter color wreath. That would be kind of cool. Are you guys wreath guys? Or do you go like suction cup, or do you have that door hanger? I never liked the door hanger because it always made a little scratch in my door. So
We have
suction
the
cup
door.
on the glass, if
We have
you've
the
got
door
that.
hanger. We've done the suction cup, but it's all glass and it wasn't sticking. They found so. Yeah, we got a
It's
wreath.
a wreath.
It's a green one.
Yeah, we don't have one yet this year. but we'll keep my eye out for some black ones. Maybe
Mhm.
maybe a white one. White one would be nice.
White would be nice. Yeah. I meant
Not this year yet. We will get.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's get a wreath then.
Yeah.
Let's
Wreath
do
is
that.
on the
Wreath
board
is
for
on-
you.
Wreath is on the board.
Now
for
you're
me.
John. You're starting the second round.
The Christmas decor, like, okay, so in this neighborhood that I'm walking through regularly, there are people really go all out for Christmas, and there's a lot of big, wide lots, a lot of big houses and all that stuff. And so the thing that I'm seeing this year are inflatables. It's the giant blow up inflatables. Now, I'm not the type of person to put inflatable anything on my lawn, but I think if you're in a residential neighborhood, there's a lot of young families, young kids. It makes a heck of an evening just driving around, walking around, seeing the inflatables, and sometimes people have music and lights and stuff going. So
In Scott's neighborhood, you're weird if you do not have an inflatable.
I think
Let
it's
me
part
tell
of
you.
the
I think it's
neighborhood
because
I
association.
just drove
Yeah.
to his house, and it is mandatory inflatable.
Mhm.
They're not just turning the inflatables on at night.
No,
In his
they've
neighborhood.
got daytime
all
ones.
day. They're up.
They're running
All
on their
day.
fans all day.
all
yeah.
day, all day, all night. It's Christmas 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was we have a street Facebook group, and someone had suggested that we get an inflatable and I'll get the same one. So it's very
Yeah.
much like it's Frosty the Snowman, and it looks like they're taking over our street.
Yeah.
Nighttime's pretty cool, but we've had a few tags and social media posts where people have been driving around and liking it. And I got to say, like you were saying, for kids, our guy, when every time we're driving, he's counting it and he loves it. So I was never really an inflatable person until
neither.
now, but I get the buzz on it, and they're getting huge with
Oh yeah.
every movie that's out there, the TV shows.
Oh, absolutely. I think I drove by one the other day that was all Minions. It was all Minion themed,
Yeah.
and it was really, really well
And they're
done.
just getting
Very well
bigger
done.
and bigger.
Yes.
Like they're getting huge.
Yeah. They're like
Oh.
the size of the house.
Ours are
Two-story
ours are
Santas.
9 feet, but there's like 12, 13 foot Santa.
Yeah, this is nuts.
Yeah.
It's,
What?
hey, sure.
Teach their own,
That's
right?
how it is.
Yeah, so
back to you.
inflatables off the board.
Back to you.
That would have been my next pick.
Blow up
Yeah.
lawn decor. I had it as.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's good to hear, because you guys are Scrooging me around over here, and you're calling me the Scrooge, saying I don't like Halloween and I like Christmas. To know that I had something that was the same as King Christmas over here,
Yeah,
I'm happy to hear that. So
King Christmas. Maybe we'll call him Santa Claus.
we're just
yeah.
gonna call Saint.
Saint Brad. Second pick, second round. It's a staple. Christmas isn't Christmas without it. Santa comes down your chimney, fills up your stockings with some presents.
Mhm.
That's a staple. I think some of those inflatable Santas, some of them are holding some stockings. I think it's just got like, it just adds to your decor in your room. Just feels like home.
Mhm.
You have, I don't know about you guys, we always had our own where it didn't have our name on or anything, but you just knew it was yours.
Yeah. Yo,
And then-
absolutely.
As I have an older brother, he went to university, is last minute with everything, started dating a girl, and they decided they were going to exchange stockings with each other.
Yep.
And he came home and filled my stocking up and gave it to her. And it was like,
Oh,
I think I was like 14, and I was ready to just.
That's not good.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
you
no.
do.
use a tube sock if you're in that kind of situation. You know.
Yeah.
Anything, or I don't know, go to the dollar store. Like they have them there. So yeah,
I think that's a
stockings.
great pick. I do have one question for you guys. I have learned over the years that some people wrap every single gift in a stocking. Is this
Yeah.
a thing for you guys? I grew up no
Yeah.
wrap.
Great question.
That's a good one.
We were not wrappers. Or
Mhm.
Santa, when he comes to our house, doesn't wrap them. Now, when I go to my wife's place, like tissue paper with tape around every single thing. So toothpaste wrapped, gum wrapped,
Yeah.
every single thing.
I'm
Makes
a
for
wrap
more mess.
everything
It's
guy.
You're
kinda-
a wrap everything.
Yeah,
I'm a
it's
no
kinda
wrap.
I'm a
cool.
wrap everything guy. When I was a kid growing up, we didn't wrap everything, but now I'm the one doing the stockings,
Mhm.
and or Santa. Sorry.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
It's also me.
Life is over
The-
for some people after listening to this.
I'm
in
a
the
wrap
car
everything.
with their kid.
I like when somebody kind of like when you reach into the stocking and pull something out and you're like, oh, I wonder what
Yeah.
this is, and it's like something completely different than what they thought it was going to be. But I'm a stocking wrapper.
You're a rapper.
I'm a
You're
rapper.
a wrap it up. Safety first.
He's just a
kind of
caring guy.
Right?
Yeah. Wrap it up, John. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brad,
All
two
right,
in a row
next
here.
pick.
Last pick, second round.
I am gonna go with snow globes. I love a good snow globe. We get a snow globe for our kid every year.
Yeah.
I'm big fan of them. They don't have to make sound. They just have to be able to get shaken.
Yes. So are we talking about, do you have any of these snow globes with the musical box? Like you turn the thing and it kind of has like music that plays, or like just
I would
a
consider
standard,
that
like,
a snow
that's
globe.
still a snow globe
Yeah,
too.
with
There's a globe with water and snow in it, and
Yeah,
you shake it and
you
it goes.
shake
That's
it,
a snow globe.
and you
Some
can
play
have
music, some don't.
Some don't. Some do, some don't.
Mhm.
Some are big, some are small.
When you used to go on vacations back before you had kids, did you used to get snow globes from those places, or
No.
so do you just have a couple that you've grown up with, and those are your snow globes?
Like I would say it's more something now that I have kids. I feel like we're more into the snow globes. 'Cause
Interesting.
They
Yeah.
like it. I wouldn't say I was a huge snow globe person.
Because the fun effect is only like a couple seconds, maybe a couple shakes, and then you're just like, let's put that back on the table.
It's
And
fun.
it was usually your parents yelling at you like, don't break the snow globe.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Play with
glass.
Frosty.
You
Yeah.
be careful. That's glass.
Yeah.
Is what I would always.
All right, snow globes off the
good one.
board.
Okay,
Brad, start
all
the
right.
third
I'm
round.
gonna go with holiday pillows.
Holiday pillows.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna want. I don't know how to say
Okay,
it.
I
But
think I
pillows and a
gotcha.
throw blanket.
I think I got. So we're talking about like jazzing up our living rooms.
Yeah.
or
Your
bedrooms.
couch, maybe it's a pillow cover.
It's
that
the
goes
throw
over.
pillow. Yeah, it's the holiday themed.
Yeah,
throw
like you
pillows.
take out your gray and white pillows and you put on the Christmas pillows.
Yep.
That's what I'm looking.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm sure Chat GPT told you that one. That's okay. Holiday pillows, good.
I
good
don't
ones.
have it up. You can look at my screen right now. I do not have it up.
Okay.
I might because we're in the same room.
I
Just
could.
gonna
Yeah.
look
Do you
over.
mind? Yeah. Just.
Yeah, holiday pillows. I don't know. I'm not much of a holiday pillow kind of guy. I think there's other ones on the board that could have been.
All right, maybe not the best.
No, but
way.
I mean, like
Yeah.
a throw
I have
blanket,
17
I
on
got
my
Christmas
list,
tree.
and
like a holiday, like a throw pillow or a throw
Yeah.
blanket. Those are kind of the because it's it's cozy season, right? So you
Cozy
want a
season.
blanket nearby you can just throw over. you while you're-
whoa.
you want a plat?
Wow.
You said
I said
blanket.
blanket.
All right, holiday pillows.
Maybe not being in
That's
the
sad.
same room as it.
Yeah. Just gonna
anyway.
fist fight over the computers.
Just-
You've taken Christmas tree. One of the most important parts of that Christmas tree is your tree topper. It's different for every person.
Yeah.
Some that were more religious had an angel.
Mhm.
We had a star. Right now, our star is not working, so we put a Santa Claus hat on it. It looks kind of cool, but the tree topper,
like that.
Yeah,
the tree's not the same.
yeah,
without
but
a
my
topper.
picture of a tree on the graphic will be a tree with a tree topper, so I didn't feel the need to take it.
Well, I say that it's an independent thing from the tree. Like
No, it is.
It's part
No,
of
it
the
is.
tree, but because it's so variable, there's so
I
many
don't think
different-
he's saying like vetoable. I think he's saying you kind of took like the
Yeah.
1B. As
Mhm.
opposed
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
the
oh,
other.
it's definitely
yeah.
one.
But I'm okay because I like where my list is at. I don't have holiday pillows, so I'm feeling
Holiday
I'm
pillows are
responsible.
nice.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. Okay,
Okay.
Tree topper
Tree
off the
topper is
board.
fun.
So last pick of the third round for John.
I'm going to go with a poinsettia.
Yeah.
Poinsettia. You can't go to a grocery store these days without seeing a poinsettia. Can't go to a Home Depot without seeing a big stack of poinsettias. I think it's a poinsettia. White ones, red ones, doesn't matter. Just a poinsettia. Keep them away from your dogs.
Yeah.
I heard it here on the Drafting Offers podcast.
What? And I think when you see that, you think of Christmas.
Yeah, I
You're not-
think so.
It's not like the middle of July you see a poinsettia.
Yeah, there's
you're
no
like,
other holiday associated with a poinsettia, and you only ever have them around during the Christmas season, generally speaking. So it's got to be a poinsettia.
I like your pick so far.
Yeah,
that
me
was
too.
a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
go again. You're starting the fourth round.
First pick of the fourth round. It's mistletoe. I think mistletoe was one of the ones I forgot about until very recently. Mistletoe.
Yeah, when he looked over at my sheet, he saw mistletoe.
I didn't even look
He
at read your
remembered it.
sheet from here.
That one actually caught me in the gut because that was my next pick.
That was
number
different. That was
four on
my
my
pick.
list.
It was
Right?
my
Number
pick, too.
4 on my list.
Mhm.
It
So
wouldn't have got to you because
standing
that
underneath the
sucks.
mistletoe.
It's there's songs about it. There is usually decor when you're younger and maybe you're at a
Yeah.
party and you like someone. Maybe you're trying to angle for over by the mistletoe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's going to be good on the graphic.
Lots of tradition steeped
How
in
many
mistletoe.
times do you think anyone's actually been at a party and lured someone in with the mistletoe?
Well, if you're watching the W Network, pretty much every Christmas, every
I was
party
going to say
that's
every
happening,
Hallmark
yeah.
movie ever.
Yeah.
It's usually just buddies joking around with me and just grabbing me by the face and just
sticking it to their
yeah.
belt buckle.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wow.
I didn't even want to say it, but you said,
Nice.
hey,
He's
you open
careful,
the
though.
you open the door.
He's
He
careful.
always wraps it up.
There's a few here that are a little more chalk. I'm gonna go in that direction. I'm gonna take your gingerbread house.
Mm.
I think that's a good activity to do with
good
kids. It's as a kid you did it. They suck to eat because they get hard as a rock. It's more for the fun of looking at it, maybe eating some of the candies as you're doing it. I think it's gonna look great on the graphic.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a
Gingerbread
good
house.
Yeah, gingerbread house is a good one. I think everybody. everybody kind of expects the people like us who work in real estate to be all about the gingerbread house. But no, I would like to be. They sell out the kits, the house making kits that come with like the prefab walls and everything all ready to put together. Those things sell out pretty quickly.
Well, and other companies have jumped on that. Like Kit Kat does it, where like they get the Kit Kat sides, and that's me. That's me with my fourth pick.
Okay,
perfect. Brad, 2 in a row.
This one is dual. It can be used for other things other than decorations, but it's nice to see when it's around the house. And I'm going to go with Elf on a Shelf.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people use it to threaten their children.
Yeah.
To behave.
Great, it's great for we have that now with our little guy.
Are you an elf on the shelf every night, changing up its little?
We haven't gone too in depth with it because he's not even 3.
Yeah.
So it's more just getting him used to it, and they get to name it. There's a little story behind it,
Right?
But I gotta say, using it for like, our guy named his chocolate, so it's like, chocolate's watching you, and I think it was just what was on his mind at the time of what he wanted to eat.
Sure,
and he named it that. So, but it does help for parenting in those sappy moments when they're whining. So it's been good. I think in the next few years, it's probably going to get a little more annoying.
Yeah,
because right now we can literally just move them to another side of the room, or
I could imagine it'd be annoying. Where we've avoided it, we have not got there yet. So
I think it's a good one. It will look good on the graphic, but you're going to get some parents out there that are going to be like, forget Elf on the Shelf.
Yes, there's parents
Elf on the Shelf.
There's parents that I know that have given up after 1 or 2 years. They're like, I don't have the energy, I don't have the bandwidth to move this thing around and create a little story every night.
Yeah, being creative,
or just like pretend, like lie to my kids and tell them that this little fake thing is watching them and is reporting back to Santa whether they've been good or bad. I would rather go with Snoop on a stoop, Mensch on a bench. I don't even know how. There's so many of them now. Like all of the memes you've heard of Elf on the Shelf. Now here's whatever. Like there's no shortage of them, and some of them have actually been made. Like I said, Mensch on a bench. It's kind of your Jewish version of the Elf on the Shelf, and it's awesome. It's just a guy on a bench.
Yep, that was on Shark Tank. I want to say.
I think something like that. Yeah.
I think it's the first time I've heard.
It's just a bench. It's just a bench.
Well, I mean, it's not just. It's every religion that celebrates holidays, right?
Not every religion. I thought you were going to to say it's every religion that celebrates Christmas.
That celebrates holidays, except for there's 1 or 2 religions that actually don't celebrate. So I'm
not getting into
maybe we'll nix that one. But
I have a lot of things on my list here for my last pick.
So your 5th pick is coming up here.
I think I'm going to go with traditional and something to have around the house, kind of as like a figurine in a way. And I'm going to go with nutcrackers.
Yeah, cool.
Very traditional.
Has anybody actually used one of the
I've never seen one
decorative ones to crack actual walnuts? Because like you can use the metal ones, but
we as a kid had one and it didn't work very well. We had the metal ones that you cracked with, but we'd have these big walnuts and no one ate walnuts.
Yeah,
they just sat there, and I swear the walnuts were back year after year, same ones,
same walnuts just sitting there.
But it's something when you look, it's like it's traditional decor. I think it's gonna
something really you see on the movies. Mm-hmm. Everyone has them up.
Yeah. I mean, you could have taken that in your 3rd round, would have really helped you out, but who am I to say? People might not like gingerbread houses.
Everybody gets their own say on everything. That's
very true.
The best part about it.
Very true.
That's the democratic world we live in.
I'm deciding between 2 at the moment.
Okay.
I think when you think of Christmas, you think of Christmas decor, you think of like garland, like with the lights. So you're wrapping it around banisters. You can put it outside a lot of times along your mantle. Mm-hmm. That for us, like at nighttime, we have the tree going. We usually turn the lights off, so those lights are going. Our garland with the light, maybe fire. It's nice, just makes it cozy. So I'm gonna take garland with lights.
Yeah, like that.
It's not as chalk as the one I was leaning towards, but I think it's gonna look good and it makes sense.
No, garland is great. Garland goes where other things don't go. Right? It's the filler thing for a banister, railing, or mantle, like you said.
It looks really good around a Christmas tree.
Around a black Christmas tree.
Yeah.
But white garland around a black Christmas
super messy.
tree.
Now it look good.
You put that up and you're having to vacuum multiple times.
Yes.
It's very hard to get rid
not
of.
as much as the one other thing you put on the tree, but we'll get there.
Will we? I'm not going to go there.
Well, we'll get it in
on the floor.
Draft room floor.
My last pick it's a little bit more religious, and I'm not much of a religious person, but growing up, we always had a nativity set. It was always just there was a pretty standard one that we had. I think the family had a couple over the years, but it was a nativity set. Yeah, a pretty standard looking little barn manger, your little baby Jesus and everybody else, the 3 wise men, and I don't know. That was kind of.
I think we had the exact same one. It's still up every single time.
Yeah, I think if you lived in a certain area, you just kind of got it in the mail.
We had one as well. Not religious at all, but it's kind of the whole reason for this holiday. So that makes sense.
Baby G's.
Sure.
Baby G's in a manger. Yeah.
So there we go. Let's recap this. Brad, Christmas tree, snow globe, holiday pillows, elf on the shelf, nutcracker. Scott, exterior house lights, stockings, tree topper, gingerbread house, garland with lights. John has wreath, inflatables, poinsettias, mistletoe, and nativity scene. What do we got left on the draft room floor? What was missed here?
I was going to go with this. Probably might not have looked good on a graphic, but I thought a nice doormat is really in style now. Everyone wants a specific doormat for Christmas.
Yeah.
And then also when you're talking about making a mess, we were talking about tinsel, obviously, right?
Tinsel.
And I love tinsel growing.
Yeah.
My parents love tinsel.
Yeah. No, we were not a tinsel.
It was a fail-safe. You could just throw it on there.
Just
something to do.
Mhm.
It was great.
Totally bad for you. Like
Environmentally terrible.
Yeah.
Like, it was probably just
or if like an animal ate it, could kill them, kind of deal.
something like that. Very flammable. Everything was bad in the
But
80s.
looks cool.
Of course, it looks cool.
It can.
Just that shimmer effect.
I had ornaments because that's like also goes on the tree.
Yeah.
But I felt I already had the topper, and you didn't. Really
And I
like
had
that
the
very
Christmas
much,
tree. Yeah.
So
I had ornaments too, but why would I take them when I had the tree?
Yeah, you had it already wrapped up, and then like the mini Christmas tree villages where people collect the scenes, and they can have the bank and our buddy's a firefighter, so he's got like a fire hall.
Nice.
It looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
Some people like go all out, like they're spending thousands on these Christmas villages, but then I had advent calendar, but that's not decor. It's other.
It's other. There's some decorative ones, but
they're on your counter, taking up space, but I wouldn't say it's there for decoration. It's there for tradition. But yeah,
I didn't have much. I didn't have much. I had some candles, candles kicking around the house, either regular kind of lit candles or LED candles. And then I was gonna. This is not a chalk pick by any means. This is kind of an out there John style pick. But it's repurposed Halloween decorations, uses Christmas decorations. So if you think about the giant skeleton that everybody got, right? Everybody got these 19-foot skeletons and used them for Halloween, but now people are using them in their Christmas decorations. Like the skeleton looks like it's putting up the lights or something like that. So repurposed Halloween decorations uses Christmas decorations. I know, coming from the guy who doesn't like either of these holidays, you're like, what is this guy talking about?
That's off the board, but you're right. It's a John pick. I like
it's,
that.
It's repurposed Halloween decorations. It's not a pick, so per se, it's on my floor. But
you saying putting up the lights reminded me. I like the one. It's like a wood board of the Grinch, and you can hang a set of lights starting. So it's like you can just put like one strand around a tree, and it looks like he's stolen them all.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, so creativity and also laziness.
It used to be a lot more creative, I think, before the inflatables came around. I know we had like a huge Santa in our front lawn, like made out of wood, and then all the reindeer in front of him and there was like a big spotlight on him. Like it was a lot more work, and now that would, the equivalent to that would just be pop up a big inflatable.
Put an inflatable up, yeah.
Well, you talk about creativity. Some people would actually do, like, if you have a 2-story house, they do the second story of your eaves troughs with lights. Now people just stick the too many people have been hurt on ladders. I guess they stick the thing in the projector, shines the projector lights.
Notice
on your
that
house,
was not taken.
Sparkles.
Yeah.
Sucks.
No, it's not. It's not that bad. It's not.
But if you're trying to like tailor to the heartstrings of traditional lovers of Christmas and decor, that's not the point.
No.
So, first one in the books. Still a few weeks from Christmas. Way more to come. Make sure you get your votes in. If you see that, it'll be in our stories as well. You'll see a couple reels when we've posted the graphic, and let us know what you think. Did we miss something else, or who do you think won?
Check us out on Instagram, wherever you get your podcasts, at the Drafting Offers Podcast, and we will see you in 1 week for our next draft.
That's right.
Absolutely. Yes. All right, everybody.
See you guys.
Subscribe, please. Subscribe. Take care, everybody. You've been listening to the Drafting Offers Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at the Drafting Offers Podcast and vote for this week's draft champ. That's also how you can get directly in touch with us if you have any questions about this week's show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and catch every episode on Spotify. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we can't wait for you to join us again for another episode of the Drafting Offers Podcast.